times r squared over 4 or pi Vc r squared over 2. So Q is equal to pi Vc times r squared over 2, except my Vc is pi r squared over 2 multiplied by Vc, which is delta P divided by L times r squared over 4 mu. So what do I have here? I have r to the 4 and I have pi by 8 mu. Pi by 8 mu times delta P over L times r to the 4. Okay? If I write r to be diameter over 2, I have pi, I'll write it separately here. Q equals pi over 128 mu times delta P over L multiplied by d to the 4. This is a very useful result in the study of laminar flows, just like this is also a useful result. The flow rate through a pipe in a fully developed flow is related directly with the pressure drop or pressure gradient and diameter to the fourth and inverse of the viscosity. So the implication of this statement is Q scales with delta P to the L. That is, if you double the pressure drop or double the length, if you double the pressure drop or half the length, or if you double this quantity, flow rate doubles. If you double the diameter, flow rate becomes 16 times 2 power 4. Instead of d, if I replace 2d, 2 times d, I get 16 times the flow rate if I double the diameter, keeping everything else fixed. If I double the viscosity, I get half the flow. If you put a thicker fluid, you get half the flow rate for the same pressure drop. So if you are operating a flow between two sections, okay, you could have control over the delta P, because what happens outside the pipe can be controlled with a pump. You could have a control over the length. You could select the diameter. You could select what flows through or the viscosity. And the flow rate that goes through in here is connected to all these three. That is, Q is a function of delta P, mu, L and D. Delta P, mu, L and D. This is an ideal case study for the analysis that we learned in the previous unit, where we did scaling analysis, and as an exercise you should do a scaling analysis on this problem and try to express everything in terms of dimensionless group. But the key takeaway is that we set out to derive a velocity profile and the relationship between flow rate and pipe dimensions and pressure drop, which we have accomplished here in this expression. Now in our expression here, we considered a horizontal pipe because we never included gravity. So this expression does not include gravity. The modified derivation in which you include gravity is not very complicated. It is given in equation 8.12 of the book. So including gravity, we have equation 8.12, which is Q equals pi over 128 mu delta P minus gamma L sine theta divided by L times d to the 4, where gamma is density times g, density of the fluid times acceleration due to gravity, and theta is the angle of the pipe from the horizontal. That is, if this is your horizontal, if your pipe is inclined this way, this angle is theta. Okay, so if you have these formulas, you can always work. In reality, your pump is almost usually selected first. Your delta P over L is something that you can control or set at the beginning, and then you ask what is the flow rate that I can extract for a given pressure drop or a given pressure gradient. I can vary the pipe diameters, I can vary the fluid, I can vary the length, and then I can get the flow rate. Or if you are targeting a flow rate, you can calculate what would be the pressure drop in case of a fully developed laminar pipe flow in this type of situations. Okay.